Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's Spotlight. My name is Njide Ezechi, and today I'm going to be shining a spotlight on understanding the essay question. Now, I am going to demonstrate to you how you break down an essay question to understand it really well before you get started on your assessments. Now, when I say essay question, it could be any type of written assignment. So I'm just going to use essay for the purpose of this presentation. Now, what most students do is they have an essay question and they quickly look to the topic area and the word count, and they get stressed and they make a hasty start. Now, I would recommend that you read the question no less than 3 times before you even think about getting started. And it's important to be able to break down every question into smaller parts so that you understand exactly what is required in order to maximize the opportunity to get the highest grade possible. Now, today I am going to illustrate with a question that I have made up. You know how much I love my questions, so I am going to use a question as an illustration. Now, I must say, please do not be concerned if this question does not fall within your area of study. The purpose of this presentation is really not to show you how to get a model answer, but it's really to show you how to break down a question, any type of question, just in order that you understand exactly what is required. Okay, so rest assured, you don't have to be a business student to understand this process. So today, my question is going to be evaluate the impact of leadership on the long-term success of a business. I'll say that again. Evaluate the impact of leadership on the long-term success of a business. Okay, so first of all, the first word you see there is the instruction. It's the command word and it's evaluate. So that's what you're going to do. It's an evaluation. Evaluate means to assess the extent to which something is valid or true. So we're going to do an assessment and evaluation. Okay, now the topic area, as you would have identified, is the success of a business. Okay, the success of a business. Now, this is not where the essay stops. This is not where you rush off and start trying to research everything you can on what makes a business successful, because if you do that, you won't actually be answering this assignment question. Okay, so the topic area is the success of a business, but this topic area has a specific aspect, and the aspect of this topic area is the impact of leadership. So we're not just writing about the success of a business, we're evaluating the extent to which leadership has an impact on the success of a business. So you see that there's 2 things. There's the topic area, business, and then there's the aspect, which is, in this case, the impact of leadership. So you need to look at both of them and see how they intertwine. Okay, this is what the purpose of breaking down the essay question is. All right, so if you're writing an answer to this question, you're looking at the success of a business. So you need to determine you need to understand what determines, what characterizes business success. However, in this question, we also had another very, very, very small term, and I don't know if you caught it, but before we talk about business success of a business, we're talking about the long-term success of a business. So this very, very brief word, long-term, is the parameter for which we're going to look into this area of study. So it gives us a scope, it gives us a restriction, a limitation. What that means is we are only interested in long-term success of business. So we're not interested in businesses that spring up and don't last, businesses that don't stay the course. We're looking only at businesses that have long-term success. Okay, so there's a difference there, and this will narrow down your field of research as well. Okay, so back to our question. So now we have the topic area is long-term success of a business, and the aspect of that is that we need to look at is we need to evaluate the impact of leadership. So now not only do you have to do research on long-term business success, What characterizes that? What do we mean by that? Now, you also have to know a little bit about leadership. You need to know leadership styles. You need to know, do leadership styles have an impact on business success? Do leadership qualities have an impact? Does good leadership, bad leadership, poor leadership, whatever type of leadership there are may be, what impact do they have? Do they have any impact? And if so, what impact do they have? And how is that impact determined? How is that impact manifested? So there's lots of things to consider here in looking at and understanding the essay question. Now, as I said at the very beginning, it doesn't matter whether this is your area of study. The fact of the matter is, when you have an assignment question, you need to break it down. First of all, you understand the instruction, so you know exactly what you're going to do. Then you look at the topic area. And then you look at, well, what aspect of that topic do they want me to write about? And are there any restrictions? Are there any limitations? The limitation or restriction might be the last 20 years. It might be based in the UK. It might be in Europe. It might give you an area or a time frame within which to base your study. And it's really important that you're able to break down the essay question to really understand what is required of you. Now, a few points to note. You're never ever going to be given an assignment that is just going to require you to cut and paste information from the internet. You are going to have to put some thought into it. Another point worthy of mention is the fact that regardless of whether or not the assignment actually says critically analyze or critically evaluate, you must demonstrate critical thinking in any type of assignment that you do, because that's what makes you a student. That's what makes you an academic. You are never just going to be describing or talking about. There's always going to be some element of analysis in your answer. Okay, so there we have it. That has been my contribution to helping you to understand the essay question. Remember, if you have any questions on this topic or any other academic skill, if you're working on an assignment, preparing for an assignment, doing independent study and need our help, we have appointments available for you next week. Book in with myself, Njide Ezechi, or my colleague Louise McPhail via MetHub in the usual way. And until we see you next week, I wish you all a restful and happy weekend. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.